Throughout history, people have told stories of creatures that defy nature, monsters, and mysterious beings that have just eluded the human eye. And in today's video, let's take a journey through myths and legends to meet 20 of the most fascinating mythical creatures ever imagined.
The Minotaur comes straight from Greek mythology, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. According to legend, he was the result of Queen Pasiphae's cursed union with a bull thanks to a grudge from Poseidon. King Minos kept him locked in the labyrinth built by Daedalus. He was eventually killed by the hero Theseus. Some historians think the myth was inspired by Minoan bull rituals in Crete. If you've ever been distracted by a song stuck in your head, you'd get why sailors feared sirens. These creatures lured ships with their hypnotic voices, leading sailors straight to their doom. Some say they were part bird, others say part fish. Either way, they weren't singing love songs, they were setting traps. Here's an ancient GPS advice. If you hear mysterious singing, maybe turn the boat around. Imagine sailing peacefully, then suddenly, the ocean explodes with giant tentacles. That's the Kraken. Said to be the size of an island, this sea monster was rumored to pull entire ships underwater without breaking a sweat. Sailors from Scandinavia spread stories about it for centuries. Most likely, it was inspired by real-life giant squids. This American cryptid was first reported in the early 1700s. According to legend, a woman named Mother Leeds cursed her 13th child, and when it was born, it transformed into a hooved, winged creature and flew up the chimney. Since then, people in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey have claimed to hear its screeches or see its tracks. Even Napoleon's brother, Joseph Bonaparte, supposedly saw it while hunting in 1820. The Blemia were first mentioned by Greek and Roman writers like Herodotus and Pliny the Elder. They described strange headless people in far-off lands, usually Africa or India, with faces on their chests. Some scholars think these stories came from misinterpreting tribal customs or body paint. Medieval maps even included them as proof of the weirdness beyond Europe. Ah yes, the most elegant mythical creature of all time, sparkly, magical, and totally misunderstood. While today's unicorns feel like glittery mascots for dreams and rainbows, the original legends were way more serious. Ancient Greeks, Romans, and even Persians wrote about a one-horned beast in India, probably inspired by rhinoceroses or oryxes. In medieval times, unicorns became symbols of purity and grace, often tied to religious art. Fun fact, some people even sold narwhal tusks as real unicorn horns. If a bird could carry an elephant in its claws, it'd have to be a rock. This giant bird from Middle Eastern folklore shows up in the Arabian Nights and Marco Polo's travel tales. Sailors swore it was real, describing it as the size of a mountain. Historians think these stories may have come from exaggerated sightings of large birds like the extinct Epiornis of Madagascar, or just good old sailor storytelling gone wild. Okay, technically, hobbits are a modern myth, but they've earned their spot. Created by J.R.R. Tolkien and The Hobbit, they are peaceful, barefoot folks who love tea, food, and second breakfast. Interestingly, archaeologists in 2003 found real-life tiny human remains in Indonesia, nicknamed hobbits because of their size. Coincidence? Maybe. Australia's own mysterious monster, the bunyip, is said to lurk in swamps, billabongs, and rivers, waiting to snatch anyone who gets too close. Aboriginal legends describe it in all kinds of ways, part dog, part seal, or even part bird. The word bunyip means devil or spirit in some Aboriginal languages. In the 19th century, settlers reported strange animal remains and claimed they'd found a real one, but science obviously never backed it up. The king of blurry photos and campfire sightings, Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, this hairy ape-like creature supposedly roams the forests of North America. Stories go way back, with indigenous legends describing wild man-beasts long before modern sightings began. The famous 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film sparked worldwide obsession, but no solid proof has ever surfaced. Is he real, a hoax, or just the forest playing tricks? Either way, Bigfoot's a pop culture legend now. Before they were glittery heartthrobs, vampires were pure nightmare fuel. The idea of the dead rising to suck the life out of the living goes way back to ancient Mesopotamia, Greece, and medieval Europe. During the Black Plague, people blamed vampires for mysterious deaths. Folks even dug up corpses and staked them, just in case. If Frankenstein built animals, he'd make the chimera. This fire-breathing creature from Greek mythology had the body of a lion, the head of a goat sticking out of its back, and a snake for a tail. Yeah, it was a whole situation. It first shows up in Homer's Iliad, described as a monstrous beast terrorizing towns. Some scholars think it symbolizes natural disasters, like volcanoes. Either way, you wouldn't want to meet it on a hike. Aliens are like the ultimate modern myth, half sci-fi, half conspiracy theory. People have been obsessed with the idea of visitors from other planets for decades, especially after the famous Roswell incident in 1947, when a mysterious crash sparked rumors of UFOs. Then, there's Area 51, the super-secret U.S. military base in Nevada that fuels endless speculation about alien tech and government cover-ups. Whether you believe or not, aliens have totally taken over our imaginations. The phoenix is the ultimate comeback story. This fiery bird from ancient mythology doesn't just die. It goes out in flames and rises from its own ashes. Cultures from Egypt to Greece loved this symbol of renewal and immortality. The Greeks tied it to the sun cycle, while early Christians saw it as a metaphor for resurrection. Whether myth or metaphor, the phoenix reminds us that endings aren't always the end. Long before zombies starred in movies and video games, they haunted the folklore of Haiti. The original zombie comes from Haitian voodoo, where the dead were believed to be revived by dark magic to serve as mindless workers. The idea came from real fears, slavery, illness, and loss of control. Hollywood twisted that into brain-eating undead hordes, but at its core, the zombie myth is about losing what makes us human. Half lion, half eagle, all majestic. The griffin was a mythological guardian, often placed on treasure hoards or royal emblems. Its lion body symbolized strength, while the eagle's head and wings meant vision and power. Ancient Persians, Greeks, and even medieval Europeans believed griffins were noble beasts that protected gold in the mountains. Some historians think the myth came from fossils of dinosaurs or protoceratops found by ancient travelers. Myth or not, it's one epic hybrid. The Hydra was a multi-headed serpent beast from Greek mythology that lived in a swamp and terrorized the land. Cut off one head, two more grow back. Hercules famously fought it as one of his 12 labors, using a torch to cauterize the neck so the heads couldn't regrow. Some say the Hydra represents problems that grow worse the more you fight them. Whether monster or metaphor, it definitely wasn't your average snake. Dire wolves were real. Well, kind of. These giant relatives of modern wolves roamed North America during the Ice Age and were bigger and tougher than today's wolves. They've become legendary because of stories and pop culture, but fossil evidence shows they were apex predators. They went extinct about 10,000 years ago, but their fierce reputation lives on in myths and fantasy. Lamia comes from Greek mythology, a terrifying woman who turned into a monster after losing her children. Some versions say she became a child-eating demon, others a snake-like creature. She was often blamed for stealing or harming kids, kind of like a mythological warning to keep children safe. Over time, the idea of Lamia blended with vampire-like stories, making her one of the creepiest female monsters in ancient tales. Ammit was ancient Egypt's fearsome devourer of the dead. Part crocodile, lion, and hippopotamus, she waited in the underworld to eat the hearts of people judged unworthy. If your heart was heavy with sin, Ammit would gobble it up, meaning no afterlife for you. She wasn't evil, but a powerful symbol of justice and the consequences of your actions. And that's a wrap on 20 amazing mythical creatures. Which one surprised you the most? If you enjoyed this adventure into legends, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our next video. Thanks for sticking around, everybody.